guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to highlight and contour. Now my foundation is already done, my brows are done, I already set my eyelids, so this is strictly going to be like how to highlight and contour. I don't know why I'm doing this. So I'm going to be working with creams and powders. So I'm going to be using the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit in light. They have light and they have medium. Just from looking at the colors in the store when I bought it, I would say anything from like fair to my skin color, you would want to use the light palette. Anything like a little darker than me to dark, you would want to use the medium palette. Opening the palette, you've got your 3 contour colors. It's kind of hard to pick up the difference on camera. And then you also have some lights. Like this is not as white as it seems on camera. This is just like a really light cream. You've got this like pink tone cream, and then you've got this yellow, which is like a banana color. That's the one I use. Then because that kit doesn't really have a perfect highlight shade for me, I still go over with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Creamy Beige. Now I use the banana to go like closer to the bottom of my lid, and then I'll do the creamy beige down so there's like a blending effect. So I don't want to have like these huge white circles and then just like boom, my tan ass skin right there. So we do want to like make sure we're blending nicely. So of course after we do the creams, we need to set them so they stay in place. For my highlight, I use the Nye Banana Powder. I like it because it has a yellowy pigment. They also have different colors. Like they have a lighter one. I'm not sure what the names are. You know, but if you're fairer than me and you don't want that yellowy undertone, if you have like a more neutral or like a paler skin complexion, you might want to go with the lighter color. I'm going to show you how to make it work. Now, the first time I used the Anastasia kit, I have to say I had a little trouble. Like, the creams are not that creamy, in my opinion. Like, when I was trying to put it on a brush, I would rub it on my face, and I had to, like, dab it on. Like, it wasn't creamy enough where I could just rub it. So I'm going to try a trick for the first time on camera. I see this, like, in other videos that I watch where people will take, like, beauty oils. So I just have this, like, L'Oreal Age Perfect, like, facial oil that I use on my face every night. But again, it's an oil. So I'm going to take a drop of it and put it like on the palette before I put it on my face, and I'm hoping that's going to make it a little creamier and easier to apply. Well, I like to do mine separate. I will highlight first and afterwards I will contour. Reason being is I don't have like the best skin in the world. I don't have the smoothest skin in the world. I see a lot of videos where people will put like their cream, highlight, and contour on at the same time and then just kind of go through and take their time to blend it out. For me, I feel like if I just let it sit there, it's harder to blend out. It just kind of like starts to dry up and cake up, and I would rather just like smooth out one and then go on and do the other. Alright, so I'm taking a drop of this, like literally a drop, and putting it on the palette, and I'm going in with the banana color. So I'm just applying it with like a flat brush. It literally looks like a paintbrush. I got this at Ulta. I think it's Real Techniques. I'm not sure. It doesn't say Real Techniques on it, so I don't know, but it was like 10 bucks. So with this color, I'm going to be putting it under my eyes and a little bit on my chin. Alright, well, even with the oil, I'm still kind of dabbing it on, but I 100% can say that it is coming off a lot smoother onto my skin than it was before, so thumbs up for the oil trick. So now that I look crazy, I'm going to take my Real Techniques sponge and just blend this out. And always make sure your sponge is damp. I've been getting a lot of questions, like, well, not getting, but seeing a lot of people like questioning online, like, how do I know when it's wet enough? Literally, it will be like maybe half the size of this before you wet it, and I just put it under the faucet and I like will constantly squeeze it, and you'll be able to see it, like it will grow. So like I just keep squeezing until it gets to a point where you can tell it's not gonna like pick up any more water, and once it gets to that point, I just squeeze as hard as I can, get as much water out as I can, and then it's good to go. Oh my god, my brother and sister are like blowing up my phone right now. Oh my god, my brother is dressed as freaking Goku from Dragon Ball Z right now. Damn, look at my sister's eyeliner. Sharp enough to kill a bitch. So now I'm going to be taking the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Creamy Beige, and I'm going to be putting it still under my eye to create like a nice blending effect. I'm going to be going down the tip of my nose, a little on my Cupid's bow, again on my chin, and now I'm going to take it and go down my jaw lines. Okay, so taking the same beauty blender, now I'm just going to blend all of this out as well. So now that this is all blended out, I do like to move pretty quickly because I want to set my concealer, but we don't want to be putting powder on our face when we still have to do more cream. That's just like, don't do it. So now I'm taking this, again, another angled brush that I bought from Ulta. This one is Japanesque, but this one is angled, and reason being is because we're going to be drawing lines down our face. Now I am taking the middle shade right here, and I added some oil on it to kind of smooth it out, since we realized that that trick does work. Okay, so I have some of that product on, and you want to be drawing basically from like the corner of your mouth. If you were to stick your finger straight from the corner of your mouth up on a diagonal, that's where you want your contour to be. I'm going to take that and I'm going to draw a line halfway down. Now you don't want to drag it all the way down because you will just look like a hot mess. Like, we're going to be blending this color out, and then once we put the powder on top, we can kind of drag that down a little better. It's just going to blend nicer. It's going to look a lot more uniform than having like this freaking tribal mark across your face. And now I'm just taking like a flat hard top like brush from Morphe, and I'm gonna be blending this out. So I don't rub because it tends to like move my foundation around. I kind of just like poke and go in circles, like up and down, and it takes some time, but it'll like do its thing. As you see, it's not as harsh as it was, and it'll just keep blending out. So I don't really have like a big forehead, but for someone who does, I would recommend doing the same thing, putting some marks up here just right along your hairline and just kind of blending it out. Like, for just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to use the brush that has some product on it already. So by doing that, it's going to shrink the appearance of your forehead, as well as creating even more of like a cut shape, because now you've got color here and it looks like it's coming down there. So personally, I have never cream contoured my nose. I will do it just to show you how it's done, and we'll see if I like it or not, but usually I will do it with a powder. So I'm taking that same color and I'm using like a really small flat brush, and I want to, like, if you were to put your finger and put it on the top of your nose, you would want to draw the lines on the opposite sides of your finger. You don't want any of that dark color going down the center of your nose. So okay. not going to go too high up. I don't really have like a small brush to blend it out, so I'm just going to use my finger. I'm just going to push on it. No rubbing, just tap on it. The warmth from your finger will move the product around. I'm going to do a little more. Okay, so now that we've got all the creams on our face, as you see, it's like a really nice base. It already is giving us the shape that we want. Now we just have to set it. So now I'm taking my Nye Banana Powder, and I'm taking my Wet Beauty Blender, and I'm only going to be putting this over the places that we highlighted, like under the eyes, down the center of the nose, chin, down the jawline. I feel like every time I do this, it's like freaking powder flying everywhere. It's like all over my like, look at that. So I'm gonna let this sit for like 5 minutes, and then we will be back and wipe it off. So I'm just taking a fluffy brush and I'm just wiping this off. Alright, our skin is looking hella flawless. So now we're going to be setting the contour. I'm taking the NYC matte bronzer in Sunny on an angled Morphe brush. Just pat some on. And you don't have to go too crazy because, again, like, you see me moving and talking and you're like, damn, it looks like her contour is already done. I'll just move the hair. And I will start off in like patting motions because we haven't set this yet. So if we start wiping, you're gonna like move that and the foundation and leave, like, show some gaps in your skin. So just start off by like patting it in. So now we're gonna do our jawline. And again, that's just to like really define our jaw because everybody's got one of these. So if you're like sharpening up your jawline, it's gonna kind of take away from that, you know. So now I'm just taking a little pencil brush. This one's by Elf. It's literally just like a tiny little brush. I'm going to dip some of that color and I'm going to do the sides of my nose. I also like to do under my lip by putting a shadow underneath. It just makes them seem like they're popping out farther than they actually are. Voila! So last but not least, I'm just going to take the same fluffy brush that I had dusted off the setting powder for my highlight with. I'm going to dip a little more in that setting powder, and I'm going to suck in and just draw like a straight line to really, really sharpen up that contour. Now, if you want more of like a bronzing effect, you don't have to worry about sharpening anything up, but the point of a contour is to kind of have like a thing happening with your face. So this is the final skin look. And even though I'm not like doing that, it looks like it, and it's exactly what you want. I hope you learned a lot from this video. I tried to make it as thorough as I could. Now, just side note, if you're not doing any cream contouring, you do the same steps, like you put on your highlight, you blend it in, you put your setting powder on, blend that in. Now, from that point, you're just gonna take your powder and your brush and you do your contouring like that. The only difference with the cream is, you saw I'm drawing those lines on first. I have a full face of like wet creamy makeup, and then I'm setting it with products. If you're gonna be contouring with a powder, just do all your highlighting, take your powder brush, do it in the exact same spots. The only difference is you might need a little bit more product to give yourself more color. Other than that, it really doesn't matter. Like I said, I've been doing just powder contour for the longest time. I do personally like this better. I'm using less of my powder products, but who knows? I don't always have time to do this. I'm sure you don't always have time to do it either. So whatever floats your boat, just whatever works, but now you know how to do it if it's something that you do want to do. Also, you don't need to run out and buy the Anastasia contour kit. I don't even know how much it was. Anywhere from like 25 to 40 bucks, I'm sure, because that's kind of the price range that their products work. It's gonna last me a while. That's another thing you have to kind of think about with makeup. Like, yeah, something might be $40, but it might last you like a year. So, is it worth it? That's up to you. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the final look. I hope this was really helpful for you, and I hope it was easy to understand. Now, I've got to finish getting ready. So if you've got like other videos that you really want me to do, you know, tweet me, Facebook message me, something, whatever. Like, I'm here to listen. I really want to do things that you guys want to see. So just let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for all your support and everything. I have a blast doing this. Like, I love makeup, but I really like, you know, doing it on camera and like talking to you guys, showing you guys how to do things as well. So this is awesome. I hope you like it as much as I do. And thank you.